I'm Josh Holcomb, play trombone.
I'm Daro Baruzzi. I play saxophone and bass clarinet.
We are Lucky Chops, and you've been checking out Records in My Life.
Hi guys,
All right.
Thank you for checking out Records in My Life. We're here with Lucky Chops.
Thanks for having us.
We're here to talk to you.
Tell
us about your record.
This
please.
album? What? Whoa.
Yeah, there it is.
Lucky
and
Chops
beautiful
Walter EP.
graphics. The cover's really nice. Not,
It's cute, you know?
All right. There we go. We made that kind of after we had gone on a tour of Europe for this, was it February or November or
That
something?
was November of 2016 tour.
And we had been hitting a ton of shows nonstop, and we were playing with this like intense, fiery energy. And so as soon as we got back home, we're like, okay, let's just do a record right now and just take that and just roll with it. So this was all recorded pretty much just live in the studio, just bam, bam, bam.
In one day.
Yeah, one day we just knocked them all out.
Yeah.
And it captures a really cool energy, in my opinion, of a time in our band's history and our journey, which is really cool. Like, we both went to high school in Manhattan, so we'd have commute, on the subway. So I'd have my Walkman that I'd listen to the album or two on the way to school and from, to and fro. And that was such an amazing. I did it every single school
Let's
day.
go back to those days. So what album, give us an album that reminds you of
Oh,
New York
man.
subway. That's
So
interesting.
many.
Give us one that really stands out.
Remember the booklets of CDs?
Yeah.
Where you keep the CD in the bottom and then the...
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I had one that was all of my Red Hot Chili Pepper CDs that I took with me to school every day. And I was more into like Freaky Styley, Uplift, Mofo, Party Plan. Those are my faves.
I just listened to a lot of mostly jazz albums going to and from school. And let's see, Miles Smiles, one of my favorites. Listen to that probably hundreds of times going to and from school. Thelonious Monk's Dream, Underground. There's just, I could go on. It's more like, let's talk about record labels and then their entire discographies. And I was like, let's pick a record label, Blue Note. I'm going to listen to every single Blue Note record that exists.
Impulse, baby.
Impulse, all of them. We had actually at our school, we had a library that had the entire, almost the entire Impulse catalog in CD form.
Good,
And no one even went to the library. So we would check it out, and we would check out every single album, and we'd just rent them from the library and listen to them over and over again. Amazing.
So I got to ask you guys for a little piece of advice. I've got a really young son, and I'm going to buy him a record.
Cool.
He's going to be 3 soon, so I'm going to buy him his first album.
Yeah.
What should
He's
I
going to
buy
be
him?
3?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. They
Yeah,
start him
yeah.
young.
Yeah.
His first album. What should he get?
Kids Bop. Just kidding.
Let's see. How badly do you want to traumatize your kid? To what degree of musical trauma? Because I really believe that. Well, it depends what kind of style you want. But for me, as a kid, I really loved Thelonious Monk, and he resonated with me. I think you too, right? Didn't you have a similar
That
experience?
was my first CD that I ever bought was a bootleg Thelonious Monk CD.
That's
a Japanese
incredible.
bootleg.
I got to
and I
interrupt
was
you.
9.
I know, but I got to interrupt you guys because that's pretty damn impressive.
I sought it out
cerebral.
myself too. Yeah, I got that and a Count Basie CD live at the Sands the night. I guess it was 2 nights that he performed with. One was with Frank Sinatra, and that's like a really famous album.
Produced by Quincy Jones.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the other album is without Frank Sinatra, but it's like I guess the other night that they did or something, and it's so good. And I got those 2 CDs at a street fair when I was 9.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, Thelonious Monk. My parents took me to see the Sun Ra Orchestra when I was 2 years old. And I think, when you're really young, you're more open to more creative sounds, and
Totally.
I think that's a good time to introduce kids to some of the most out there kind of music.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Let's do one last one.
Cool.
And let's do one of maybe an underrated record or an album, maybe some contemporaries.
Yeah, totally.
You would recommend for us.
Okay, here's one. Really, really amazing, full. I love that you're talking about album, not just like a single or a track. Underrated, beautiful record. I'm going to have to advocate one of our associated kind of hornal music friends, Hooch. And they came out with an album, I think it was last year, called Joshua Tree. And to me, it's underrated just because, they're kind of they're not the most famous band in the world. So naturally, all their albums are going to be underrated. But this one is very special. And I heard it and I was like, wow, that's really deep music. And all of their work is awesome and I'll totally advocate for them. But that album, Joshua Tree, Hooch, really, really great album, in my opinion. Underrated.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that too. I completely agree.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for all the great references. It's been a wealth of knowledge. Can you give us some words of wisdom for the...
To me, the words of wisdom.
The words of wisdom.
Okay,
yeah,
you're gonna want me to go a different direction, a jokey but serious direction. Listen to as much music as you possibly can, and that's something that I've always tried to do in my life, and I feel like that's a big reason for the music that we play. It's just because myself and yourself and a bunch of us listen to as much of music as we possibly can, and it'll allow you to figure out more about who you are as an artist and as a musician, or for myself personally. And so listen to as much music as you possibly can, learn as much about music as you can and about the history of music and everything, and it's just such a joy for me, and I want that joy for everybody.
You're going to say something else. And
I'm just enjoying that we're telling you to give your children Thelonious Monk records.